everyone, Kimberly here. I wanted to talk today about some herbs that you might use during these dog days of summer that we're experiencing here in the Northeast. Herbs that can help ease digestion and clear heat and irritability from the digestive tract. Also herbs that can help alleviate inflammation, herbs that can promote radiant, clear skin, herbs that can help you in soothing and calming your mind and kind of cooling down your temperament and your physical body as a whole. So without further ado, let's jump into some of my favorites. So first on my list is cilantro. This herb is amazing in so many ways. It's first and foremost, a digestive herb. So it promotes healthy digestion, but it's cooling, which is very rare to find. Most herbs that promote healthy digestion are warming. And so cilantro is great. I recommend using it as a garnish on all your foods. Get yourself a little bundle of it, or better yet, grow it yourself. It's pretty easy to grow. You just want to keep it out of a lot of direct sun because it bolts very easily. But you can grow it in a pot yourself or get it from your farmer's market or health food store. And I like to trim the ends off and fill a coffee mug with water and put it like a bouquet almost in that mug and keep it in the fridge. And that will keep the cilantro fresh for a really long time. I've definitely had the experience in the past where it gets wilty and slimy pretty easily. So this is a good trick for avoiding that and making it last. And what I like to do is just use it on garnish for all of my savory dishes, especially in the summertime. So just sprinkling a little bit of fresh cilantro on top of whatever you're eating. This is going to encourage healthy digestion. Like I've mentioned in the previous lives, our digestion is a little bit weaker in the summer because our body is pushing all of its heat to the periphery to help keep us cool. And so that takes heat away from our digestive tract, and we kind of lose a little bit of oomph. So cilantro can help give you a little extra oomph while not overheating you. It's also unique in that it balances all three doshas. So this is a digestive herb that's good for everyone. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, any combination of that, any body type, cilantro is suitable. I know some people have a special distaste for it. So if you're in that category and you just can't do cilantro, then you might do basil or parsley. They're a little bit more warming than cilantro, but nice, fresh, digestive herbs. Another herb that I love, particularly as a garnish, is, and it's not, I don't know if you would technically call it an herb, but lime in the summertime is great because it's cooling, yet also it's got the sour taste, which is very hydrating and can be pacifying to pitta in small amounts. And lime is cooling. So it's going to help keep your body cool. It's going to help you stay hydrated, especially if you're out in the sun and sweating a lot. So I like to use it as a garnish for food, sprinkled cilantro on top, and then a squeeze of lime wedge. You can also, if you are noticing that you're getting dehydrated, or if you know you're going to be sweating a lot, playing sports outside, or a long hike or something, you can add some lime and salt and a pinch of salt to your water, and that will help hydrate you more deeply. It'll help your body retain that water that you're drinking, as opposed to just quickly peeing it all out. On the other end of the spectrum, some other cooling herbs that have a diuretic quality, which a diuretic would be useful if you're experiencing swelling in the body or water retention. So if you're noticing maybe your rings are a little bit hard to get on and off, your fingers feel swollen, or if your ankles or feet are swollen at all, a diuretic can help flush out some of that excess water. And one of Ayurveda's favorite diuretic herb combinations is cumin, coriander, and fennel tea. Now this tea is You mix equal parts of the seeds of cumin, coriander, and fennel. And then I like to boil about a teaspoon of that mixture in a few cups of water for maybe 5 minutes, and then let it steep for maybe 10 minutes, strain it off, and drink it. Cumin, coriander, fennel tea, affectionately known as CCF tea, is a digestive. It's also a mild detoxicant. So it's good for just cleansing the body. If you are getting skin irritations or breakouts, that's a hint that your body's dealing with a little bit of extra toxicity, and cumin, coriander, fennel tea can help to flush that out. And then it's also all three of those herbs are cooling. So they're going to help cool your mind, cool your temperament, cool your body down. And they're good herbs to cook with when you're cooking in the summertime, because they are cooling. Fresh fennel is lovely to eat right out of the garden or fresh from the farmer's market. And you can cook with that or just eat it raw. I like to chop it up real fine in salads. Do like a shaved fennel. A little bit goes a long way with fennel, I find. Similar with coriander. So if you are going to use them in your cooking or to flavor something, start small and make sure that you don't overdo it. Because once you do overdo it, it's really hard to dial it back. But cumin, coriander, fennel, great herbs to use for summertime, either in a tea by themselves or just in your cooking. Another one is mint. We all know mint to be cooling and refreshing, just sort of that feeling that you want in the summertime. And so you can do a mint sun tea. You can do a mint hot tea. I like to sometimes macerate it with cucumber in a French press and make like a cooling cucumber mint water. You can even squeeze a little lime in there. Mint is good when you're feeling overheated, when you're feeling agitated, irritated, your mind is really like angry and hostile. Cooling nervine teas like mint, skullcap, gatucola, brahmi, rose, those can all help to ease that anger that we can easily get caught up in the summertime, in the warm months. And then rose is a lovely herb, very pitta pacifying. So pitta, for those who don't know, is the energy of heat and transformation in the body, and is typically the most elevated in the summertime. Summertime, we really need to work with pitta dosha to keep it in check, because it can get aggravated with all the heat. So rose is a lovely herb for balancing pitta. You can use the essential oil, diffuse it, or put it on your skin to get that fresh scent of rose. That helps to open the heart, ease the mind. You can also use a rose water eye wash to help cool and clean the eyes out in the summertime. Pitta dosha, that energy of heat and transformation, has an affinity for the eyes. So you may notice that your eyes are more easily irritated. They might be a little bit redder than usual. They might be a little itchy. And doing an eye wash with rose water, first thing in the morning, you can just pour a little bit into your hand and just kind of get it into the eyeball, and it'll rinse it out. You can also get like a fancy eye wash cup if you want. But that's a nice way to also keep yourself just cool, calm, collected. Also supports good vision. I like that one too if you are prone to getting headaches in the summertime, either due to like the sunlight giving you too much heat in the head, too much strain on the eyes, or just heat internally coming out and leading into a headache. Eye wash can be a nice way to bring relief in those instances, and doing it on a regular basis can help to prevent that tendency toward headaches. And last but not least is aloe vera. So aloe vera, we all know, is great topically for the skin. If you get sunburn, you can either use it right off an aloe vera plant, or you can get the gel, you know, in most grocery stores. It's also useful internally. It's got a strong bitter taste, which in the heat, in the summer months, the bitter taste is really good medicine for us because it's cooling and drying. It has the opposite qualities of what most of us, like those of us in the Northeast, we're experiencing a lot of heat and humidity. So cool and dry is the opposite. And aloe is cleansing, but it's also moistening and nourishing, which is rare for a bitter herb. Bitter herbs are usually just straight up drying and depleting and very cleansing. But aloe has this unique property of being moistening and nourishing. It's demulcent. So it's generally pacifying for all three doshas. And it can clear heat from the digestive system, similar to cilantro and the other cooling herbs I mentioned. So if you've got acid reflux, inflammation, irritation, IBS, any of that kind of stuff going on in your gut, heartburn, then aloe vera could be a good way to support relief from that. It also has an affinity for the female reproductive system. So it's particularly good for anyone who experiences hot flashes or other heat-related menopausal symptoms, even just heat. So some women experience more heat like right around their cycle as all of this pitta energy is kind of building in the body. And so aloe vera can be a nice way to soothe and find relief for that. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thanks so much for tuning in.